Hi guys, welcome to my channel. We're going to be watching Riverdale season 4 episode 6. This one's called Hereditary. So, sorry I'm out of breath. I just ran from upstairs. But I think this is going to deal with the serial killer gene, which I looked up, by the way, and it is a real gene, but it's not called the serial killer gene. It's called something else. All it does is just like it. If you lack something, then like it doesn't stop, like you don't stop like your impulses. Like if you want to do something, like, you know, there's something inside you can tell you like, okay, you shouldn't do this, it's wrong. All it does is just make it not work correctly, something like that. I mean, I don't know the medical mumbo jumbo, but it's not called the serial killer gene, but it is a gene. What the name of the gene they're using is an actual gene. So I was wrong about it not being a real gene, but I am right that it's not a serial killer gene. But I still think that Charles is lying, if he is Charles, because he says he has it too, and this, I guess this is supposed to bond them or whatever. And the only way that could be true is if it was inherited through the parents, then it would have to come from Alice, because what are the chances that Hal would have it, and the only other person that could have had it, if it's not their mom that their link is FP. So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like, what Charles says does not make sense, because they didn't get it from the same parent then, unless it's Alice, and she's not supposed to have had that gene, you know, because when she told Betty she had this gene, it came from her dad, is what they said. So it just doesn't make sense. So I know it's a bunch of bull, or I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of bull. I mean, I thought the gene was bull, which it sort of is, but I don't know. But Betty's suspicious of Charles now, so that's good. Hopefully she's going to figure out what his deal is and everything. I don't know. But if you guys would like to follow me on Twitter, would like to get early access to my reactions, or would like to watch the full reactions over on my Patreon, links are down below. Let's get into this episode.
He recruits hungry and homeless kids, so that if they're arrested, they do some time in juvie, but then they're back on the streets, working for Dodger. Again. They're chewed up by the system. Except that recently, someone has thrown a tire iron into the system.
You'll thank me someday.
Instead of getting sucked back into the system, then spat out again, these kids, they've got someone looking out for them now. For every kid saved, there was one less hustling for Dodger, and that would not do at all.
Mr. Chipping gave the class this assignment where we're supposed to write our own version of a Baxter Brothers novel, which should be a dream come true. But for the first time in my life, I'm having writer's block.
My advice, just take a break, okay? Take a walk, look at some art, kiss your girlfriend.
I keep thinking I should be breaking the Baxter Brothers novels down, like, scientifically or something.
That could work, but you could also kiss your girlfriend.
I'm sorry.
Andrews, you asked us to be big brothers, not soldiers in the turf war. Who did this?
I got a pretty good idea.
Well, I'm no expert, Betty, but it doesn't sound like Charles is a serial killer. Kind of just sounds like he's a lonely gay guy.
Well, maybe he's both. Oh my God. Of course.
Now that the trials are over, I think it's time. Well, now that the prison is bringing in a good income, I'd like to return to my true passion.
Extortion? Murder?
Puppy's passion is rum.
Rum has been in our family for generations. And Hermosa, who runs our clubs in Miami, will be staying here in Riverdale to establish a rum outpost here. I also thought she could help out at the speakeasy.
No. I don't need any more help at Le Bon Nuit. With the exception of my newest hostess. And seeing as how this is our house, you two can show yourselves out.
Well, off your intel and probable cause, we raided the Wipeout arcade, turned over every pinball and Pac-Man machine. Found plenty of contraband, but none on Dodger. He was clean.
And let me guess, you found it on a bunch of kids? That scumbag is using them, Mr. Jones.
Even so, I can't arrest Dodger unless I find evidence on him.
You're not going to. Not as long as he has these kids working for him.
Oh, I've gone and reread the entire series, and I noticed something strange. Well, there's a house voice and an overall tone. Sure, you can tell when a new ghostwriter takes over. And when I went back to read the first book, its fingerprint is unlike any of the rest of them. Well, allegedly, Mr. DuPont wrote the first 5 books before passing the series off. But after my analysis, the stylistic differences from book 1 to book 2 are too distinct to ignore. There's no way that whoever wrote the first novel wrote the following. There's just no way.
Okay, well, who wrote it then?
What if it was my grandfather?
Jug, your conspiracy theories
Pretty
are
sure I
usually
said something like
spot
that in the
on,
last
but this
episode.
one,
Think about it, Betty. He sent me a first edition, first Baxter Brothers book. And if that's not coincidental enough, he wrote inside, never let them take anything from you. Does that not imply that something was stolen from him?
implies yes, proves no. You need proof.
Meanwhile, how's the mystery of our suspicious brother going?
I'm following a hunch, too.
Why are you seeing this guy?
Hello, Chick.
Charles, your brother and I, we were together. One time we brought a friend home with us. We were doing jingle jangle a little too much, and things got out of control. Charles snapped. It was like some darkness took over. He grabbed a pair of scissors and he stabbed the guy to death.
You're telling
This is all set up. This is set up. Charles is setting all this up. He had him tell the story because he told a totally different story last time. Just the use of the words like
what gives
this darkness. Come on. Set up.
Cheryl, this has to end. You've missed way too much school. Okay, so get up, or I'm gonna drag you there myself.
Okay, TT. But there's one thing we need to do first. Fact, evil spirits can't cross a circle of salt. It's a barrier against all forms of malevolence. All done. I'll get dressed and off we go.
What did he even say to you?
Oh, he spun quite the yarn. Yeah, about how you stabbed a man with a pair of scissors when you were high on Jingle Jangle.
Oh.
Now, I take everything Chick says with a grain of salt. But do you have a polygraph machine we can use here?
Yes. Why?
There's been an accident at Thistle House. One of the twins swallowed a ping pong ball and started to choke.
What?
He was taken to the hospital where Dr. Saperstein performed a tracheotomy.
On Dagwood?
He's doing very well, I'm told.
I'll get to the hospital post-haste, but there's one thing I need to take care of first. Damn you, demon doll. Of course you'd be here. How dare you go after Dagwood to get to me? Aunt Cricket? Uncle Bedford?
Cheryl, we let ourselves in. Hope that's all right.
Why did that make her faint?
You claimed you and Chick met on the streets. True or false?
True. When we were both at our lowest.
Yes or no? Someone was murdered in the room you shared at the hostel.
Yes.
I don't care what this
Came home
polygraph
from the
thing
grocery
says.
store one day and found a dead
He
man
is a
in our bed.
liar and setting this up.
Chick covered in his blood. Some trick that he had brought home. My instincts took over. I dissolved the body with lye in the bathroom tub, threw out the sheets, scrubbed the room clean with bleach. Chick watched. That was the end of us. I left him. Started over.
Next question. Are you hiding anything from us?
I'm a recovering addict. I attend weekly Narcotics Anonymous meetings. Here in Riverdale, they're held at my gym.
Charles,
That's my big secret, Betty. Hope you're satisfied.
I came because I never had the chance to tell you that I'm sorry for your loss, Archie. Your father was a good man, and he'd be proud of you. And in his honor, I'd like to make a charitable donation. I hear this place could use the help.
No, we're all good.
Don't
here.
take his money.
Thanks.
He's going to use this for his
Blank
campaign
check, Archie. All your problems, your money woes,
to
they
be
go
mayor.
away.
Make it look like you did something good
Nothing's
for
that simple with
the
you.
kids of the community.
Like I said, we're all good.
And why, pray tell, do you Vipers want to sell what's left of our family's legacy?
the business hasn't been profitable in years. It's bleeding us dry.
Hey, if you sold it, we could start somewhere new, somewhere fresh.
Your proposal makes a modicum of sense. I'll consider it.
That's wonderful news. Now, would you mind if we went down to the chapel to light a votive candle of Thanksgiving to celebrate?
Excuse you? Go where?
To the chapel. We always visit with the ancestors whenever we come to Thistle House.
Absolutely not. You're not going down there. Now be gone! All of you! You won't be getting my signature, nor will you ever visit that chapel again. It is off limits to anyone but me.
Yeah, that doesn't make you look crazy, Cheryl.